The second the trailer came out, I knew this movie was going to be huge. K-pop Demon Hunters hit everything I love about movies, and the only thing I hated is the fact that we didn't get to see more of it. This movie has been on my mind so much, and I just knew I had to draw them in my style, and I decided to make this video speaking on it. I wished so hard for them to animate the aquarium date that Jinu and Rumi were supposed to have. It made a hole in my heart knowing there were so many scenes that were left out to help solidify Rumi and Jinu's romance story. But there was an artist by the name of Tenya on Instagram, and they made such a cute depiction of how it could have gone, and it healed a hole in my heart just a bit. Even though I'm sad that there wasn't more to the movie, it was a good balance of singing, fighting, funny, and character developments. Those 90 minutes were everything. I watched it with my mom and brother the day it came out, and all of us were in awe on how good it was. We don't really like singing movies, but all of it was just really perfect. It's been a while since I liked a movie this much where I'm obsessed with it 24/7, and I've been seeing so many people say this about it too. Movies nowadays seem to be only for sequels or just a voice acting by super famous people that just sound exactly like they do in real life. K-pop Demon Hunters for sure submerged me into the world they built. For example, how realistic the PJs were. It felt like they were actually wearable instead of those superficial ones that are cliche to any aesthetic shows/movies, where the girls have to be perfect all the time. Same with them having their makeup off, it felt like a breath of fresh air to finally see the girls not have a full B as if we wake up like that normally. I only wish there was a variety of hairstyles. I know it messes with the character silhouette more than the clothing does, but it would have been cool seeing them with all their hair down. Like when they were in their pajamas, especially Rumi, I swear I can feel the pain of having that braid constantly in. I know a lot of people were hating on their expression in the movies, but I love that they weren't afraid to give everyone a very expressive face. It made the movie more lively, and I love that people are now bashing Disney for being the least expressive ever since they switched to 3D. I swear it's like the princesses' faces are full of Botox and they can't even move anything besides their eyes and a bit of their eyebrows. It made me realize how much we were missing out on these funny expressions, even if some are saying it's millennial humor. I don't care because it was so good of a balance of pleasing the audience from every generation. I think there was a joke for everyone in this movie that made all of us hook on it, and I truly believe that being cringe is freer than worrying if something is cringe. I used to be a big K-pop fan when BTS was in an uprise with all those colorful music videos, and it felt so nostalgic to me to bring back the vibrancy of fun lyrics of K-pop groups in this movie. I kind of stopped listening and watching any K-pop groups because it didn't hit the same level as it did 8 years ago. I am so hopeful that K-pop groups realize that we want more color and fun songs to dance to like Soda Pop. These are the ones that made it feel like summertime. Maybe some will go back to that vibe because I'll truly go back to my K-pop era. Speaking of being a fan, the movie's depiction of how fans acted was too real. People going crazy, people waiting in line for hours to meet them, the Saja boys getting super fantasized. Like Baby reminded me so much of Suga from BTS. People treated him like a child, like he wasn't a grown adult. The only unrealistic thing I felt was when they started shipping Rumi and Jinu. The fans in real life would have tried to cancel the girl group for being too close to the men. With how parasocial the relationships are with K-pop idols, I'm surprised the movie didn't follow that. But I am glad they didn't because we as watchers were rooting for Rumi and Jinu too. But we all know that if this was real groups, the girls would have been eaten alive for sharing a booth. Bobby was such a good asset to all of this because I do remember when I was a K-pop fan, there was always talk about how managers were evil and breaking down the groups to go above and beyond without any breaks. He did everything right and made sure the girls were having a good time with what they were doing too. I love seeing a fun manager instead of the stereotypical angry ones. But I had always thought about how different the movie could have been if Bobby was more meaner. It would have brought more fear into Rumi with the demon side trying to come out, but Bobby gave us someone who can be loved no matter what. The man never did anything wrong, and I love characters that you can just adore. When the trailer first came out, I was afraid that the girls were going to have no depth, with one being bubbly, one being mean, and one being neutral, but I was so wrong because all of them had such a deeper reason for being that way. The writing was so human-like without needing to dump a whole essay into the plot to let you know why they were the way they are. Movies nowadays want to speak more than put actions and let the watcher decipher what that could mean. It's so annoying not to trust the viewer to be smart enough to figure it out. I love that they did a song with why they are the way they are, but throughout the movie they solidified how the past affects them now, with Rumi trying to be a perfectionist who can't rest, Zoe being a people pleaser due to not wanting to cause conflict, and Mira being more closed off. With all that, she still communicates. I'm glad they didn't go the Powerpuff Girl route where they're nothing more than one word. The animators and writers did such a good job that with me rewatching it again and again, it's never enough to fully spot everything. Even on TikTok, people are still finding more to notice. I swear it's Arcane all over again. With how good the writing and art is, it's like we can find always something new. I really wish that this movie was put in theaters because even though I have already watched it, I wanted that that experience of seeing it on the big screen. It truly left me more empty than Spider-Verse ending in a cliffhanger, because at least we know that this movie's gonna come back. But with this one, since it did end, which I did like that we didn't have to wait for the second part to come out for the plot to finish, I kind of feel like we hit a wall where we gotta wait in anticipation to know if they're gonna release more or not. Not gonna lie, I would be happy with a mini series or a comic book. It truly feels worse than heartbreak to have nothing. But anyways, thank you guys for watching, and if you have any facts or theories about K-pop Demon Hunters, let me know down below.